Welcome back to Sports Tonight Live. I'm Mike Parry, we're with you through till 11 o'clock. We're talking Arsenal, of course, because Arsenal is the big subject at the moment. With Rowan Ricketts, with Lucia, is why the crisis is there and how it's going to be solved, okay? Lots more of that to come. Meanwhile, let's find out what's happening out there in the big wide world. You're reacting to the Arsenal situation so far. Lucia, thank you.
Well, the Arsenal situation is important as it may be. What's act so far is loving Porky's freshly dyed hair. Good stuff. Keep it up. I thought you'd had it cut.
Is it red-eyed? Is it a couple of days ago now?
Freshly squeezed.
Freshly squeezed orange.
Can I just say that my hair has been reorganised in my youth, and all I've done is just gone back a few years and made it the same colour. But I don't know anything about that. You know,
this will give you your power, right?
No, it's called engineering.
Okay, and we've also had some guesses on our picture blow-up as well.
Right.
So if we take a quick look again, it's not really getting any easier just yet. Well, we've had one guess here from Paul Wheeler. Is this picture Porky's belly? We can confirm incorrect.
Or is
it...
Every night is ever going to
Parry night, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, it's not fair, is it? It Mike has to sit on so we can see him above the desk. That was courtesy of Tony Randall.
Oh yeah, okay, so far I've got a big belly, I've got short legs, and I've got organised hair. Anything else wrong with me? I personally think it's a meringue.
I've left quite a lot like a meringue.
Look, that's quite... Well, there's several... Thank you, Lucy. There's several big issues of the night. Arsenal is one of them. That's what we're talking about now. We'll move on to talk about Manchester United, Manchester City. But we have asked you to get involved, and we do want you to get involved. And Sports Tonight Live is the Sky Night. Is Ollie, who is an Arsenal fan, who's with us now. Ollie, welcome to Sports Tonight Live. What do you think of the position regarding Arsene Wenger? Would you say he's lost the plot or not?
It's a really difficult question to sort of answer, but, you know, with me, all I want to do is win trophies with Wenger, but I'm going to give him up until, 12 AM on that transfer deadline day. He needs to go in. I don't know who's going to come in. Looks like Cahill might, but that's when I'm going to give him sort of until that time. I don't think he should go as of yet, but that transfer deadline, he's got a lot to do in, about 48 hours.
And if he doesn't buy the players that you think he should buy, then go?
Well,
and
you
who
can't
should
just
replace
sack them straight away after, you come 12 AM. He hasn't brought the players to come back. But if it isn't working by, November, December time, when we get into that busy Christmas period as well, it's not, we need something new.
Yeah, but
and at the moment, we've been hitting... Who
should we bring in if you sack Arsene Wenger?
You could have Moyles, I think would do a good job, even at Bolton as well.
How do you feel about Moyles?
Yeah, is that Chris Moyles? Or could be David Moyes?
David Moyes, I think you mean, yeah. Yeah, David Moyes. How do you feel about David Moyes?
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Go on, to play maybe a more direct style, not as pretty football, to try and win results and win cups. Would you do that?
Yeah, I think we all want to win silverware, 100%. And if that means changing the way that we play a bit, we play pretty football at the moment anyway. I don't think it's really going to change drastically that we would suddenly see, Arsenal playing but we want to win trophies, and if that means we change the style of play, then so be it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Ollie, well, thank you very much indeed for joining us. I thought sort of, looking two ways there. Ollie, thank you very much indeed.
We all feel a bit conflicted at the moment.
Well,
you do understand that?
I'm sure you will feel conflicted. I mean, the point is, from a player's point of view, where do their loyalties lie with the coach? With the playing staff has turned over so much. A lot of those players now can't remember Arsene Wenger as the sort of, gigantic figure of authority that Sir Alex Ferguson still is. They can only see a man under terrible pressure.
Very clear. The respect will be there from the players, whether they've been there or they haven't been there. But it's going to be funny because I think players like Arshavin, Van Persie, they're going to be kind of thinking, do we stay here? How long do we stay for? They have only got 2 days left.
Van Persie's got 2 years left on his contract. It's
Right.
same as Nasri. He's not going to be signing a contract this year. He's going to see how things go.
Yeah.
But I would say on that point, it doesn't look like he's getting the players to play for him at the moment. And yesterday, there was no plan as far as I could see. I mean, Crawley Town went there and lost 2-1. Right, Crawley Town. We go there and lose 8-2.
Yeah.
Well, something's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can have freak results, Lucia, can't you? In every season
absolutely.
you can have freak
And
results.
we've got one here from obviously an Arsenal fan. The Arsenal have lost so badly, had Sagna, Vermaelen, Wilshere, Song and Jovino played. No crisis, just plenty of injuries and suspensions. So, I mean, that's not really what Arsene dwelled on, is it?
Yeah.
But he did sort of mention that was...
He mentioned that they did have a lot of players out.
Yeah. Well, he did. And then anyway, we'll talk about, Cesc Fabregas has gone. They must now be saying to themselves, we made the right decision. We'll come back to that in a minute. We've got Skypers on the line. Thank you very much indeed for Skyping us. You know what the Skype address is, Sports Tonight Live. But let's go back to our Skype board and talk to Mike, an Arsenal fan. Hi, Mike. Mike, what's your position with Wenger, for or against?
I'm against him now. I think it's been too long. I've had the privilege of having a season ticket at Emirates, and let me just say, I've been amazed to watch some of the greatest football. Wenger's been in charge of Arsenal for the majority of my life, and it's been a privilege to watch Arsenal play such great football. All good things have to come to an end eventually. He's proven that he's able to sell players well before the end of the transfer window. Why sell Danielson? Why loan Danielson? Why get rid of Clichy if you're not going to replace them? Nasri and Fabregas always going to go. Why not get him replacements early? It's a worry. We've been put in a difficult predicament now, coming towards the end of the transfer window. It's season in, season out, and personally, in my opinion, like all good things have to come to an end.
I think Arsene Wenger, one of the things that he does, he never before the club. So you're saying, why did he let these guys go? Why did he sell them? But I feel Clichy's head was turned through money, probably. And it's probably, most definitely. So you can't hang on to players like Fabregas when they want to leave. You have to allow them to go. And it kind of, you could say that's Wenger. I was going to ask you a question. What do you feel as a fan when you hear that 3 of your players are walking down the tunnel? I know you probably wasn't there yesterday. What do you think about that?
I wasn't there yesterday. Having played football myself, although not to the same standard as them, I know that it's not pitched, having lost by that sort of scoreline, and it doesn't surprise me they just wanted to get out of there. And it's good that we have players like Van Persie who are going to call them back. As a reaction, I don't read too much into that.
Traore was smiling at the end of that game to me. I mean, he's gone now, isn't he? He's gone to QPR today. Yeah, fair enough. I do come back to that question again. You're saying, all right, time for a change, but who? Because I don't think this is ever talked about enough. Who are we going to get in to replace Arsene?
I think if Wenger speaks privately to the board, says, look, I'm going to... I would go possibly Martin O'Neill or Van Basten with Dennis Bergkamp coming into an assistant role. Just ideas if they're interested. Somebody who's going to play attractive football and keep the Arsenal philosophy going, which I've loved watching.
It's a good question, Mike, isn't it? Because Martin O'Neill and Van Basten, to me, nothing like the proven people. Mike, what I'd like to ask you is this. So you're a fan of Arsenal, you've gone to the pitch after the worst humiliation the club suffered in over a century.
Arsenal have proved that they're behind their supporters. They've offered to pay for the next away game ticket for every fan who was at Old Trafford. That's a great statement, a great PR for them to put out. And they deserve nothing less than a great round of applause when they come out against Swansea on the weekend. And that's exactly what they're going to get. They're going to get the support. They're going to blow Swansea away. We're going to get our season back on track.
Yeah. Well, everybody hopes that will happen if you're wearing an Arsenal shirt, but it's a funny old season. Mike, thank you very much. Everybody else, please come to us on the Skype wall, and we'd love to hear your views as well. Meanwhile, Lucia, we're getting a tremendous response from our audience. Loads
of tweets coming in. We've got one here saying from Mike Footy, any other club, Wenger would have been sacked if he hadn't won anything for 6 years. I think that's kind of what Mike was just saying, but I was agreeing with that very much. Centre half and a midfielder desperately needed. That's what you said.
I think that's right, but he does deserve to be cut some slack for what he's done for that team. And you know, this is still a team that's qualified for the Champions League. I mean, let's not forget they did beat Udinese, came back So they do have some spirit. I mean, you could say it was just an appalling day at the office.
Yeah.
It's only one game out of 30. It's only one game.
Of course they do. Rowan, let me get back to this statistic I threw at you before. One player out of the last 17 that Arsene Wenger has signed has English Premier League experience, right? Now, another player who's joined recently, Aguero, from Manchester City, joined the Premier League, that is. He said, the first thing I noticed was the amazing difference in speed of the Premier League. You're not buying players who've had the experience of the Premier League, then they're going to take weeks, if not months, to catch up. So why does he keep doing this?
I think it differs from individuals. Like he signed, what's his name, Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
He was, you could say, made and built for this league.
Yeah.
I think as times change, the league, not even the league, Arsenal. I spoke to Liam Brady the other day, and he said, we had school, you had Emmanuel Petit, you had Roberto Pires, and younger players, not as physical, and they're probably not as powerful, not right yet, but you got to give it time. And another thing, Arsenal fans, you've given it time, Arsenal fans, or maybe just the media, they can make Arsenal feel they have a divine right to win some silverware. They're always in the top four, which you could say is successful within it. So I don't think they have a divine right to win any cup.
I think this is a very fair point. You know, when Arsene Wenger first turned up at that club, you didn't have oligarchs and various oil guys with billions of pounds to spend. Now you're up against Man City's money, you're up against Chelsea's money,
but
you're up against Liverpool's money.
Hang on. Some clubs, and Everton's one of them, they don't have anything like the sort of resources or reserves of buying power that you guys have. And you know about it. We just have to get on with it. It's no good saying, oh, the other club's richer than our billionaire. Your billionaire's richer than my billionaire.
No, but it's about expectation. If the fans expect you to get into the Champions League and be challenging for trophies, well, you look at the league money you spend. Man City have not become a great team because they're great coaching and all the rest of it. I think Man City's doing a good job, but they've spent a fortune. Arsenal need to spend more money or find another way.
You've only got 48 hours to do it, Lucy. Keep us up to date, please.
Someone agreeing with you there as well, saying Leyton Orient could have done a better job. Obviously, a club with nowhere near as much money. Also, a update on our text vote. Has Wenger lost the plot? It's 50-50 at the moment, but do text in 87474 with your opinion.
Thank you very much indeed. Right, now then, we want you to stay with us tonight, please. The question, of course, is Arsenal. This is going to run and run, fellas, isn't it? Because the one question you can't seem to get an answer to is, have they got any money? Are they going to spend it? And if they're not spending it, who should be prompting them to spend it? I mean, the board are either saying don't, or they should be saying do spend, because the board don't want Arsenal languishing. So isn't it essential that somebody inside that director's room comes out and actually tells them what to be doing? I think Wenger looks like a man alone. Absolutely alone.
He's always been like that.
He looks isolated. Just a minute, Rome. We'll come back down on second with us. We're going to be with you very shortly, but we've got to have a very quick break.